Scout knots. Scouting, also known as the Scout movement, is also a wide program of informal education in emphasis of practical outdoor activities like including camping, worldwide knots, hiking, and sports. Ties knots are basic skill. Every scout must be able to do it. Ties and knots are widely used for making gadgets and pioneering. The types of knots differs according their respective activities. There are 3,000 of ties and knots for scouts.
Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Irfan bin Amir Zaki. How are you? I hope everyone in the pink of health. Today, I want to talk and I want to share about the application of Scout Notes, which means when or where we should apply these Scout Notes. But first of all, these notes can be divided into several uses such as climbing, art, fishing, scouts, search and rescue, shipping, and so on. But for now, I will only explain about when or where to apply 2 Scout notes only. The first note that I will explain to you, the application is Reef Note, or in bahasa we call it simpulan buku sila. This reef note is sturdy and not easily loosened. This reef note is used to tie small things such as the sail of the ship, the packages, closing note on slings, and at the end of the tent. For those who haven't heard about this reef note, we can also call it as a left of right and right of left. The next Scout notes I will explain to you is sheet band, or we can call it simple band, or in bahasa we call it as simpulan bunga keti. For this sheet band, it needs to be connected with 2 strands rope or different types of rope. This node is used to connect the flag pulling rope to the end of the pulling rope. And one more thing before I forget, this node is also can be used at the end of the tent.
Okay, we move to the next part, application of Scout knots. Today I will explain about Scout knot, which 2 different style of knots. First, I choose sheet knots. The question is what the function of this knot. The function is sheet knots used when to join an end to another of different size of string. To avoid some trouble, we can use double sheets band, where we can use this sheets band. It can use for camping, sailing, and household. Okay. Another knots is ref knots. The function is it will use to close the knots in lashing when making gadgets. Second, it will use to close triangular bondage in first aids. Another function is to bind package, firewood, and to tie shoestring, gift, and ribbons. There are a lot of knots, but I can only explain 2 of them.
Here, we will love to share to all of you a few general tips and tricks that might really helpful in your Scout knot activities. I have 4 tips and tricks that you can apply during your Scout knot activities. First, make a habit of double checking your work. This can help you catch the mistakes and prevent an accidents. 2. Stay organized. A cluttered work area can lead to mistakes and accidents. Keep your tools and supplies organized in their designated places. 3. Seek help when needed. Don't afraid to seek help and guidance when you need it. Last but not least, practice safe habits. Always follow safety guidelines and procedure to help prevent an accidents or injuries. Hope this really helped you. Good luck.
Scout knot and known are commonly used as scout as well as people in variety of other fields, including reporting, climbing, and search and rescue, and a few important things to know about squat knot. Firstly, squat knot is used to rescue items, tie things together, and perform variety other tasks. Some common knots include the square knot, the fisherman knot, and the glove hitch, and the bowline. Second important practice is try to squat knot until you can do it quickly and confidently. This will allow you to use them effectively in a variety of situations. Third is squat knot. Should be tied correctly to secure the rescue and will not come undone. It is important to follow the instruction of each knot carefully and to pay attention to tension on the rope as you tie it. And lastly, it's important to you to regularly inspect and maintain the squat knot to ensure that they are in good condition and will hold up together under load. This may include the try to retie the knot as become loose or replace the rope that has become fried and damaged. In conclusion, squat knot are essential skill for scout and people in variety other fields. Learning and mastering the different squat knot can be fun and rewarding hobby as well as useful skill that can be used in real life.
The first scout knots I will teach you how to tie a reef knot. You will need a single length or a single length rope, or you can use two ropes. I will teach you step by step. Step 1, hold your one end of the rope and your right hand left of the rope. Step 2, cross the end of the rope in your left hand over in right hand in form X, like this. Step 3, bring the ends rope in your left hand down behind the end in your right hand, like this. Use your right hand to pass the same end over and now in your left hand, forming X. Okay, left hand over right hand, like this. Next, do again step 3 and finish it. Then finish it like step 3, like this. So we get a reef knot. To make it easier, we can use formula left over right or right over left. Okay. Right over left and left over right, like this, and right over left, like this. So, reef knots. And next, how to capsize the reef knots. First, pull one of the working end of the other side's hand into it. First, pull one of the working end of the other side and slide it. And other side and slide it like this. So finish.
And now, I will teach you step by step on how to do the overhand knot. The first step you need to do is find a root. Step by step, form a loop by passing the tag end over the standing part. Then, tuck it inside and pull both ends like this. Next, I will teach you about the double overhand knot. This double overhead node is quite similar with the overhead node, but of course, it's double. First of all, you need to make a loop and feed the end into it. Make a loop and feed the end into it, like this. Then you take it outside and pass it through one more. So it should be like this. Then take the end of this rope and the other ends, pull it together, and you will get the double overhand node, like this.
Today I will show you how to tie the sheet span knots. First, you need at least 2 different kind of strings. As you can see in my hand, there are 2 different kind of string, black and white. So it's suitable to use sheet span knots. Okay, let me explain how to tie the next span knot step by step. Okay, step 1, to tie it, you must make a butt at the end of thicker line like this. Step 2, feed the smaller line up into the butt. Then around it and back in between the smaller and larger line. Okay. Step 3, tighten the knots, and finally you make a sheet span knot like this. For extra security, you can do double sheet span knots. Start by making the same single sheet span just I show, but this time make a second one between the smaller line and larger line. Then tighten it like this. Easy, right?
Hello, my fellow friends. The next scout knot that we can learn together is sheepshank knot. The sheepshank knot is mainly used to shorten a line without cutting it. To do this sheepshank knot, first we need to lay the line on the surface and form a front or backward S shape. Next, we need to apply a half hitch on the right and the left end. The left. Hold this tight for a temporary configuration that will remain. In fact, as long as strain is maintained on both ends of the line. This is the sheepshank knots. Thank you.
Okay, today I will show how to tie a timber hitch using a rope and broomsticks. To tie a timber hitch, follow this step. The first one is place the end of the rope around the object you want to secure. Second, tie a simple overweight knot around the object, leaving a long tie in the end of the rope. After that, take the tail end of the head rope and wrap it around the object few times, about 3, and going the same direction as the overhead knot. And lastly, tuck the end of the rod through the overhead knot and pull it right.